Governor Little's idea to help Idaho's high school graduates go to college may have been a bit of a surprise in the announcement during his State of the State address to begin the legislative session. But what hasn't exactly been a surprise, the reaction from his own party and the lukewarm support that bill has received, as evidenced by today's vote on the House floor. House Bill 24 to expand the Idaho Launch Program and to give $8,500 grants to graduates to, quote, go on, barely passed 36 to 34, clocking in at more than 2 hours. It's the longest floor debate of the session so far. The plan is to create a $102 million program by pooling the funds of 3 other programs, 2 of which will be defunct if this passes. Those against the bill asked whether it was necessary, given Idaho's low unemployment rate, or if it was too limiting, granting preference to students chasing in-demand careers. And those jobs change with the times, obviously. But the overarching argument against it seems to be an overreach of government.
Where does it stop? What's next? You know, I mean, my gosh, we could put everybody through college and, you know, life would be beautiful, but that's just not how it works. You know, this is something that we just need to not do in Idaho. This is something Oregon or Washington would do. It's certainly not Idaho.
This is centralized planning. This is government deciding what we want the kids to do and how we want them to train. It reminds me of China. That's what they do in communist countries. They basically line out what your future is going to look like.
It's a false perception that just because we train them in Idaho, they're going to stay in Idaho. People like Idaho. People come back to Idaho. It's not because that's where they're trained. It's because Idaho is Idaho. And let's keep Idaho, Idaho, and not make Idaho a government-funded state where we provide everything with the government.
No, it's not Oregon, it's not Washington, it's not even China. And yes, it is Idaho, as mentioned 9 times there, but no, it's not China, as mentioned by Representative Heather Scott. This would be a volunteer program, by the way, so it's not really forcing anybody into a certain career. Those in favor seem to come from those who know what thousands of high school kids are dealing with. Current and former educators who have heard the reasons why those kids' education stopped at the 12th grade, especially after speaking with some of those former students.
And it's amazing how many times I will remember a conversation where they have fulfilled the dream that they had in high school. And when they don't, when there's something that took them off course, it's primarily financially driven.
Then we have an opportunity to step up and say we actually do care about Idaho kids having Idaho jobs, to pay Idaho taxes, to give back to that next generation, to promote the general welfare and well-being of this state. And I don't mean welfare handout, welfare that we all can have a decent paying job, raise our families, and not have to be part of that over 52% that we heard about that say they have to worry about paying their bills all the time or most of the time. We can do better.
House Bill 24, the expanded Idaho Launch Program, now heads over to the Senate. Over in the House State Affairs Committee, Republican Representative Joe Alfieri made some noise with House Bill 75 today. He aims to restrict absentee ballots to only for active military personnel, people in the hospital or those who have to work or be away at college, and those serving on a religious mission trip. He says it closes the door on potential voter fraud. In the same breath, he also added no widespread absentee voter fraud has ever been documented in Idaho. He says this is a step to streamline the election process and makes life easier for county clerks on Election Day. So we asked a county clerk, the Ada County clerk, by the way, who is Trent Triple, and he says, well, it's actually the exact opposite.
It's a popular way to vote for many people. I would like to see it remain that way. If not a lot of people are using absentees, then they're showing up on Election Day, and that means longer lines. And I think we have a really good process in place, and so I'd hate to see that change and add workload to our clerks and frustration to the voters.
House Bill 75 is still in committee. Then on to Senate Bill number 1039, which proposed rental fees have to be written in the lease agreement or other written agreement that fees will be reasonable. This is going to add new language to Idaho's landlord-tenant code. It's proposed by Senator Ali Rabi, who is the executive director of Jesse Tree, who also helps prevent eviction and homelessness in the Treasure Valley. This bill is in the Senate Judiciary and Rules Committee, and we are going to, as always, keep a lookout for it and keep you up to date on what is happening in the legislature.